أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد. أما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are coming now maybe to the final episode about Sayyidina Ibrahim, and subhanallah, this is such an amazing and moving incident that we are about to inshallah embark upon with Sayyidina Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam, or alayhim as-salam, both of them. Sayyidina Ibrahim goes to Sayyidina Ismail afterwards, and he says to him, "My Lord has ordered me to do something." Now notice he's being very ambiguous. Ismail alayhi salam, he says, "Do what it is that your Lord has ordered you to do." Now bearing in mind what happened previously, they have a history. Previously, when his Lord, Ibrahim alayhi salam, when his Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him, he had ordered him to slaughter Ismail alayhi salam. So bear this in mind. Now Ibrahim alayhi salam is coming and asking Ismail alayhi salam, "My Lord has asked me to do something else." Now there is no trepidation, there is no hesitation from Ismail, none whatsoever. Oh, haven't we been through this before? Right? None of that. Sometimes we do amazing things, and then later on we're unwilling to do those things again. I already sacrificed, I did my time, why should I do it again? But look, Ismail alayhi salam, he says, "Do what your Lord has asked you to do." And Ibrahim alayhi salam says, "And will you help me?" And Ismail alayhi salam says, "Of course, I will help you." Ibrahim alayhi salam points to a valley, and he said, "My Lord has ordered us to build a house for him there in order for him to be worshipped." And this, as we know, is the Kaaba that was originally built by Sayyidina Adam, and Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam are asked now to rebuild it from the foundations. And so they get to work, and there are many indications that the work that they had to do, when you look at the Kaaba today, you think, how much work could this really be? You're just putting one brick on top of another on top of another. We have Lego today, so this is how we think. You just get the box of Lego and you empty the box of Lego and you put one on top of the other, and there you go, you have a little house. But this is not the way that it works. You go to the store, the DIY place, and you just order a couple of tons of bricks, and you come and you build your shed or your house. This is not the way that it works. They had to actually get the brick from the mountains and carry it and cut it and make it the right shape and make sure that everything was fine, and then they had to build. And not only that, but they went all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay, Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam, their hearts are deep with sincerity. People like this do not build a house from just the ground. People like this go into the foundations and they build deep. Maybe the foundations were 10 times as deep as the actual house that you see from the top. Just like any mountain, what you see is only a third of it, 2/3 of it are underneath the ground. SubhanAllah, all of the isharat, the little indications that we know of through narration allude to us that the work that Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam did was immense. Not just weeks worth of work or months worth of work, a lot of work. And to the extent that Ibrahim alayhi salam, we now, you go and you see Maqam Ibrahim. Ibrahim alayhi salam standing on a stone for so long that his foot leaves a print on the stone. So how much work was, there's a lot of work there, a lot of work to be done, and it took a long time. And subhanAllah, in the midst of all of this, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders them to do it, and then they're enacting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's order, and yet whilst working they make a dua, "Rabbana taqabbal minna," "Oh Allah, accept this from us." SubhanAllah, look at the humbleness of these two prophets alayhim as-salam. So humble. Allah's the one that told you this. Why are you making a dua that He accepts from you? He's the one that told you this. And yet look how humble they are. Yes, Allah told us, but will He accept from us or will He not? And they make this dua. And then Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Ismail make another dua, and they say, "Oh Allah, make us submitters to you. مسلمين لك, make us submitters to you, two submitters to you, and grant us from our lineage those that submit to you as well. Now, subhanallah, what more submission could there be than spending all of this effort and all of this time and the physical, toil? What more submission could there be? And yet whilst they're doing this, they're saying, oh Allah, make us submit to you. This is so important. This is so important because the heart is controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they know that there is always more excellence. There's always more. There's always more. Yes, so I have submitted. But I think it's 100%. But there's still another 1,000% to go. And once I get there, there's still another 1,000,000% to go. There's always more and more and more and more and more. Notice how this is not something to be afraid of. Oh, this is a never-ending story. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides us with more and more grace and more nobility, more and more stature for us to rise. Never ever do we reach a cap. There is always more. There's always more good to do. There is always more tazkiyah to be done. There's always more ibadah to be done. There's always more remembrance of Allah to be done. Always. And look, whilst in this toil, they pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make them submit, even though they're already submitting, to make them submit and from their lineage. And we've already described how this dua was accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Sayyidina Ibrahim also makes a dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends to them. Who's them? The people of Mecca and these surrounding areas. A prophet that will teach them and that will purify them. That will guide them and that will purify them. And we've already mentioned how this is Prophet Muhammad alayhi as-salatu was-salam. He is so sincere that whilst doing his action, he is asking Allah for sincerity. This is how sincere he is. He's so sincere that even in his sincerity, he is asking for sincerity. This is amazing. This is amazing. And then after, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders Sayyidina Ibrahim to make adhan and to call people to come and worship in Al-Kaaba. And Ibrahim asks Allah, how will I do so? Who will hear me? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him, you do the adhan, you just shout and we will bring, and the rest is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do the rest, He will bring the people. And subhanAllah, from that day to this day, people go there. Even when there was idols in the Kaaba, but people still went there. People still went there and realized that this was made by Ibrahim alayhi salam. And now, for close to 1500 years, we are doing Hajj every single year. And without Hajj, we are doing Umrah. And we all know who this man is and how much sincerity he had. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the sincerity that Ibrahim had. May He allow us to accept His full control and for us to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most generous and He has everything, and that He will give us and give us and give us so long as we are grateful, so long as we are thankful, and so long as we are sincere and we return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Tomorrow inshallah will be the day of Arafah. So remember to fast this day and remember to make plenty of du'as and remember me in your du'a, and inshallah tomorrow we will have the final video in this episode. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Please, if you benefited from this video, do share it. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.